Shalom. First and foremost, I have to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Hashem, Rakadash, Yahweh being the trainer of the world and called as God, Hashem being the name of, Shai being the trainer of our Lord and Savior, who the world only calls Jesus, and the Rakadash being the Holy Spirit. Much respect to Yakin Argafim, you brothers and sisters, pushing the work of the Lord and shoot for his sincerity, and promoting your bodies as a living sacrifice. So man, today in this lesson, this quick walk and talk, I've been basically going over how, don't force anything, man. Whether just be in the spirit or just in life, man. Because ultimately, when you force things, things will not come your way. I recently read a book, called, The Art of Allowing, man. And, creativity, comes from, allowing, basically your spirit to flow, man. It's a thing called, being in the flow state, man. You're not, being, too high, or too low. You ultimately have to be in the middle, which is a balance, man. And the Lord told us, man, that, a false balance is abomination unto the Lord, man. So things got to be yin yang, man. We got to be, calm in this thing. Because ultimately, like, even in the spirit, sometimes, the spirit, may not, make us, do a particular lesson, or something like that. So ultimately, don't get mad at yourself, man. Sometimes the Lord may want you to do a quick lesson, instead of, just doing, a 2-hour edification, So ultimately, we have to let the spirit flow, man, because ultimately, the spirit is what teaches all things, man. So you have to let the spirit do what it do, let the spirit guide you, man. You can't, try to allow the flesh to control you, man. You have to let the spirit, move you, If you're not, say for so you're not too high in the spirit, you got to make sure you pray, man. And ask the Lord for, messages, man. Pray before you do a lesson, that the Lord gives you strength. Ultimately, you have to allow things to happen. You can't force, success in your life, man. You have to ultimately let it happen, It's called the art of allowing, bro. So you gotta let stuff happen. You can't be out here, trying to force things. It's like if you're in a relationship, bro, if you keep trying to force, the relationship, to ultimately compel and work out, then it's not gonna work out. Because ultimately you're causing too much friction in the relationship, which is ultimately gonna cause the relationship to end, man. So ultimately, man, just allow things to happen, If someone don't like you, man, just allow it. Just allow it, man. Don't try to force the person, to love you, man. It's like this world is not gonna love us, man. Just let the world hate us. Let the world think that, let the world and all the scoffers think that we're doing something wrong. But ultimately, we're gonna have the last laugh, man. Ultimately, we're gonna have the last laugh. Meaning, salvation is gonna come to us. So just let the work do what it do, man. Let your work speak for itself. Allow, your work to speak for itself. As the scriptures have said, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, man. Let the spirit guide you. Because ultimately we're in this flesh, man. We're not gonna be able to do things perfect all the time. So ultimately, don't get in that woe is me spirit just because you didn't finish, a particular lesson, man. The Lord didn't let you do that lesson for a reason. Maybe the Lord wanted to give you more ideas to make an even better lesson, man. Sometimes, the devil Esau may stop you from doing the lesson, man. But ultimately, you can't be getting mad. You can't let that lesson being interrupted, mess up your whole day, and to the point that you don't even want to do lessons anymore, man. So ultimately, just allow things to happen. Nothing happens just for no reason, man. You always remember that. Certain people, leave your life, it's for a reason. The other day I prayed to the Lord that He removes and reveal the true spirits of people around me, man. So ultimately, you gotta allow things to happen. Things are not gonna go our way because ultimately, this is not our movie. It's the movie of the Lord, man. So you gotta let everything happen. You can't be a respecter of persons when it comes to judgment, man. So allow, things to happen because you can't change it, man. You can't turn Esau into a righteous sheep, He's ultimately always going to be wicked, man. Yeah, man, so, basically what I'm saying, is to just, let things flow, man. In life, you got to be in a flow state. Because when you're not in a flow state and you try to force things, that's what causes, things like depression, anxiety, and ultimately overthinking, man. You got to make sure in the middle. You got to make sure you're balancing this thing, man. Just allow things to happen, You can't get mad at things you can't control because ultimately you can't control them, man. Let the Lord do what it do. The Lord has a plan for you. The Lord may take away, a job from you, take away a career from you for ultimately for you to have an even better thing, man, better job. So ultimately, let things flow, live in a flow state. Don't think about the past or the future too much, man. Just stay in the, present moment. Obviously we're prophets. We're gonna, think about the future. But ultimately for the future to happen, you have to make sure you're doing the right things, in the present time, man. You gotta make sure, you're taking heed, and you're examining yourself every day, man. Because sometimes we may be high or we may be too low. You gotta be balanced, man. You gotta allow things to happen, man. The art of allowing, because creativity, as in the book, I'm talking about the art of allowing comes from, creativity comes from allowing things to happen. Like if you're trying to chop up a lesson real quick, let the Spirit do what it do. It may take 2 hours for the Lord to put His Spirit on you. You watch a movie, then you get an inspiration to do a lesson, man. So ultimately allow things to happen. The Lord may take away something from you to give you something better, man. So so just allow things to happen. Whatever happens at the end of the day, man. You slip, you're supposed to, have that, leave that, how would I say it, man? You have to have that short-term, when I say short-term memory, like when you fail, man, you gotta have a short-term memory. You gotta move on, man. You gotta have that move on mindset, man. Because a soldier, after he goes through something, he doesn't just dwell on it and make that affect, his battle, man. He ultimately, you gotta have that, move on mentality. Something happens in your life, man, you gotta get back up, man. A wise man, fall 7 times and get back up, man. No matter what's against us, man, you have to get back up. We can't be depressed over things that were taken away from us, man. You gotta make sure, you're strong, and bold in the Spirit, man. Ultimately, let the Spirit guide you because the Spirit is what gives you life, man. So with that, Lord willing, we're edified to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Mashim Parker Dash. Just allow things to happen. Stay in the flow state, Akim. Shalom.